thanks for watching. Today we are going to take a look at the Campfire Defender by Fireside Industries. First of all, I want to say thank you to the manufacturer for sending this product out to us for our testing and review in exchange for our unbiased opinion. We're not paid representatives of the company, but we are happy to share our thoughts on this product with you. You might be wondering right about now, what is a Campfire Defender and why do I want one? Well, let me tell you. If you go to the manufacturer's website, campfiredefender.com, you'll see that this product is a fire cover for your campsite. You can quickly and easily cover a live fire when it's not in use, and the Campfire Defender can effectively control your fire overnight, allowing you to rest easy. It has an embedded pinwheel vent, which gives you full control over the airflow into your fire. And you can choose to extinguish your coals or prolong them for up to 8 hours. The Campfire Defender is made from a high-temperature, military-grade, weather-resistant material, and it'll prevent wind, rain, or snow from disrupting your fire or fire pit. Plus, it provides a heavy-duty barrier between your family and the fire pit. Basically, traditional methods of dealing with a campfire rely on eliminating either the oxygen or the heat from the fire in order to extinguish it. So normally, folks would either throw water on their fire at the end of the night or dirt. Unfortunately, as I'm sure many of you know, filling your fire pit up with dirt or getting everything in your fire pit wet can make it very difficult to get a fire started again in the morning. So basically, the benefits of the Campfire Defender are twofold. Not only do you protect your family by preventing the forest fires that destroy hundreds of acres, millions of dollars of property, and cause loss of life every single year, you also can keep your coals hot and ready to start a campfire first thing in the morning. Okay guys, so we're going to take this outside in a little bit and demonstrate it for you, but before we do that, let's open it up and take a look and see what comes in this kit. Alright, one of the first things you'll find, there is a little set of instructions right there, and basically what it says is to avoid large amounts of smoke and prolong the life of the cover, apply the Campfire Defender to a campfire that is less than 6-inch flames and wood that is in a charred state. Fresh logs, regardless of the type of wood, has moisture and unburned fuel that will smoke heavily if the air is deprived. So in other words, this thing is not designed for you to throw it over the fire when you've got a roaring fire going on. That's going to wear out the cover, and it's not how it's meant to be used. It's meant to be when you're down to where you just have coals smoldering. So keep that in mind so you don't tear this up unnecessarily. Also, you can see, it's pretty cool, they have instructions on how to use it, proper use, that's printed right there. That's like fabric that's sewn into the flap of the bag, which is nice because then you can't lose them, you always have them. I will say also, by the way, that this is like a really sturdy canvas bag. I'm really impressed by the overall way they did this set. It holds everything you need, and it's a bag that you can throw in the back of your truck or whatever, and you're not worried that it's going to fall apart on you. So very, very sturdy. Even has some extra pockets on the outside and stuff. A really heavy-duty strap with their rubber logos sewn into the front. So they put a lot of thought into the bag. So anyways, back to where we were at. If you look in the bag, you will see they give you a bunch of stakes that you're going to need to secure this thing down to the ground. So we'll get to that a little bit later. There's one more stake in there. Also, these are the parts you're going to use that's going to prop up the Campfire Defender. If you read the instructions, it'll tell you that the Campfire Defender, you're going to put the stake into the center of the fire pit before you get things going. And so that way when you lay the canvas over the top, that's what's going to lift it up off of the fire and kind of give you that dome over the coals later on down the road. So that's the pieces right there. So that's everything out of there. And let's go ahead and pull this out. Alright, so you can see right off the bat that this is a very, very heavy-duty, fireproof, type material. This is made to take that heat. It almost reminds me of like something you would see like on a firefighter's equipment. You can look and you can see the inside of it right there. Kind of reflective, light, kind of beige color, but definitely looking at the kind of material. I mean, this is some super heavy-duty stuff. with a little, they put a little warning tag on there saying hot. But yeah, definitely very well built. You can see the vent right there, which is adjustable. And the easiest way for me to explain it to you is that if you think of just like on like your barbecue grill, right? You can close the lid and it's got that vent that you can adjust the airflow to, you know, kind of keep the heat and the flames down and to get the coals to die down without putting it up. It's the exact same science right here. So that's what's going to give you that, that control, so you can go ahead and kind of choke that fire down without completely choking it out. So you can keep your fire, keep your coals hot for in the morning, or you can get the fire to smother out altogether if you choose to do so. So very heavy duty. By the way, I'll say right now, given the weight of this product, this is certainly not the kind of thing you're going to take with you to go, you know, cross-country backpacking. It's just not practical for that. And I don't know that there's any way that they could make this product lighter weight, you know, to where it would be reasonable for something like that. So that's kind of unfortunate. Of course, a lot of people who do cross-country backpacking, there's a lot, you know, who don't even do campfires at all anyways. But just keep that in mind, that this is going to be great for like stationary camping, you know, at car camping, at a pull-up site, something like that. But it's not going to be good for every situation. So a few other things in this bag. You'll see there's like an extra flap that hangs down that's sewn into the bag there. So they also throw in a little flashlight, which is cool, and a pair of gloves. Their Campfire Defender logo printed on there, so these should be kind of semi-heat resistant. And it looks like we have a couple screws, I'm assuming to do repair if a little piece, you know, little screws come out of the thing, and as well as a couple of those heavy-duty flame-resistant patches. So you can tell they put a lot of thought into this, so that this will have, you know, essentially everything you need, you know, to do the task in that bag, so you don't get out there and realize, oh, I don't have gloves, and then you burn your hands. The only thing it does not have, of course, that you'll need is maybe some kind of a mallet to drive the stake, but of course in a pinch you just find yourself a rock and you can take care of that problem. So that's the complete kit as it comes, everything that comes with it, and we'll take this out tonight and demo it for you guys. Okay guys, so I want to get out here before it gets too dark for you guys to see what I'm doing setting this thing up. As you can see, we're obviously not way out in the wilderness. We're actually in the backyard of my house. It's just a day before Christmas Eve right now, so it's real cold out. But you know, we wanted to do a little something with the family, roast some marshmallows, do the s'more thing to celebrate. So I made a little fire pit in the backyard I put together real quick, and I think it's a great opportunity to test this product out and to let you guys get a look at it. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up so you can see how simple and easy it is, and then we'll demonstrate later on how you'll use it to get you through the night. So basically the first thing you're going to do, you're going to take this stake right here, which is your center stake, and you're going to drive that into the center of your fire pit. Of course, it would make a lot more sense, it'd be a lot safer to go ahead and do this before you get a fire going. So make sure you think ahead on that. You just want to make sure you drive it in enough to where it's secure. I mean, you don't have to put the thing, you know, 3 feet into the ground to where it's going to be hard to get out of there, but enough that you know it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so next you're going to take this fire rod piece right here, which you can see has a part that'll move there, so that's adjustable, and that's what's going to let you adjust your height of how high it's going to hold the canvas up off of the fire. You can see they added like a little padded heat resistant part there. So that's what's actually going to support the tent. Now this isn't going to thread down into that rod or anything like that. It's just going to sit in there. Okay, so you'll adjust it to get the height you want, and then that just drops in there like that, and that's what's going to support the Campfire Defender. Okay guys, so now that part's done, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pull our Campfire Defender over, and we're going to get it to where it's basically centered over the top of the fire pit, and we will stake one side of it down to the ground so we can get everything set in place, and then you guys will get the idea of how this thing is supposed to work. Now don't let yourself stress too much. This is not like a super exact science. So, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly perfect. And don't try to center off of that vent, because that vent is actually made to be offset at an angle like that. So that's not the center of the tarp. That should be like the way it is. So let me go ahead and stake these put these other two stakes in, and then we'll move forward. Okay, so at this point, I've got that whole side staked down, and what you can do while you've got your fire going, you can just pull this thing over to the side and fold it up. So that way you can just leave it like that. You've got one side secured, and when you're actually ready to utilize it, you'll just pull it over the top and stake it down. But I'm actually going to go ahead and set it up all the way, even though we don't have a fire going, just so you guys can see it while we still have daylight. There you have it. Okay guys, I'm sure mine doesn't look as pretty as the one you'll see on Fireside Industries website, their demonstration, but you get the idea, and this thing is going to work. Some really great design features of it. I like the fact that they put reflective tape all around the edges. One of my biggest concerns when I started looking at this product and I found out that they were going to send it to me, I wondered, you know, what's going to keep somebody from tripping over this thing at night, you know, and then it becomes a hazard. But the fact that they add that is really great. You can see on the corners they put those little warnings that say hot, so if somebody walks into your campsite, you know, who's not familiar, doesn't know what it is, at least you've got a little bit of a warning there. You can see, as I mentioned earlier, that rod is what's holding the Campfire Defender up off of the coals that would be underneath there, and you can adjust that height depending on what you need for the particular location you're at. You can see, as we mentioned earlier, got a very large vent, but you can adjust this. Now I'm touching this right now without gloves because I know there's no fire underneath here, but you can see they have those warnings clearly printed on there, hot. So if you were to touch this vent, I would imagine even if you just got some low coals going on, it's probably going to get really hot and you'll probably end up burning yourself. So make sure you keep that in mind when you're using this thing, and that you make sure you use the gloves that they give to you for a reason. Okay guys, so that's the end of my demonstration on the setup. We're actually going to put this thing into use tonight with a real campfire and try it out overnight so you guys can see how it performs. Okay guys, so now we're all done. Everybody's headed into bed, and we've got nothing but some coals left. So we're going to go ahead and cover this thing up for the night. Just going to get my little stake back. You just drop that right in there. And you're going to want to make sure you put in every single stake, so that there's no chance of somebody tripping over the top of this thing, or air getting pulled in from underneath so that it won't work properly. Because you want this thing to be sealed up as much as possible. There you have it. Okay, so you guys can see the vent that we were talking about earlier. This is what's going to let you regulate how much air this fire is going to get overnight. Of course, it is going to be very hot, so make sure you have your gloves on. Just like on your barbecue grill, all you've got to do is twist. You can go down to there, completely cut the airflow off, so theoretically it should smother this fire. Or open it up just a little bit, and what I'm gonna do is go ahead and open that up about halfway, so that way it'll let the fire get a little bit of air, but hopefully we'll still have some coals left in the morning to go ahead and get a fire going again. The great thing like I talked about earlier, is that if we were to get some rain or snow or something like that overnight, that this would actually help to protect that fire so you'd be able to get it started in the morning. So this could definitely save you a lot of headache on those cold mornings. So we're just gonna let this sit overnight. We'll come back first thing in the morning and see what we've got. Okay guys, so morning has come. If I did my math right, it's actually been about 10 hours since I covered this thing up. As you can see, we got some rain overnight and it is actually raining right now. So let's open this thing up and take a look and see what we've got. So as I mentioned a second ago, it has been about 10 hours, so I didn't expect to see any glowing embers when I opened this up, and I don't. However, this fire pit is still warm, which is pretty impressive after 10 hours. And of course, this is completely dry other than a little bit of rain that's hit it since I took this cover off. So you would be ready to go to get another fire started here in the morning really easily. If we did not have this cover on here, with the rain that came in unexpectedly overnight, our fire pit would be completely soaked and it would be very, very difficult to get a fire started. So I'm really happy with that. Or looking at the cover itself on the inside, you don't notice a ton of charring or anything like that that would concern me. You can see a little bit of discoloration on the vent, which you would expect, but I try to stick to the manufacturer's recommendations and not put it on there when it had high flames, and so I think that's going to pay off in the long run. One other thing I will say, I really like the design of the stakes. The way they are shaped, the handle of them, they're really easy to pull them out of the ground by hand. So that's a smart design there. One last cool little feature I didn't catch until I was getting ready to put this thing up in the garage is that the stake heads actually glow in the dark. Well guys, there you have it. I've got to say I am really impressed with the Campfire Defender. I think it's a great product in terms of safety and just the convenience of keeping your fire warm. So I definitely think this is something we're going to add to our car camping kit. Alright guys, this concludes our review of the Campfire Defender. Feel free to leave your comments and questions below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and don't forget to look us up on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching.